Tonight we bring you an exclusive interview with Team Immune, who recently won first place at the Immune Olympics. They faced their toughest opponent yet, human papillomavirus, also known as HPV. HPV is a growing group of over 200 plus related viruses causing an array of health problems, warts, and even cancer in some cases. Tonight we'll hear from the coach, HPV vaccine, as well as star players from the innate and adaptive team members. Without further ado, let's begin. You've been credited with the team's impressive win over HPV. How did you prepare Team Immune for the battle against HPV?
Thank you. My strategy centers around training through mimicry. We use virus-like particles, also known as VLPs, which mimic HPV's external structure without its DNA. This was critical to our success as it allowed the immune system to learn and recognize HPV structure without the risk of failure. HPV is a sneaky pathogen. It avoids triggering the usual inflammatory responses that the innate immunity team relies on. By introducing VLPs, we bypass HPV's stealth tactics. This primes the innate immune system to deploy dendritic cells and macrophages more effectively, setting the stage for adaptive immunity to take the win.
That sounds absolutely groundbreaking. Is there a particular highlight from the training regimen you'd like to share?
Absolutely. VLPs are designed to bind to toll-like receptors on innate immune cells. These TLRs act like dendritic cells, recognizing the pattern of the VLPs and presenting them throughout the immune system to induce
innate immunity. You're known for your quick, no-nonsense responses. How did you begin the fight against HPV?
We're all about speed and efficiency. When coaches' VLPs arrive, we immediately recognize them as foreign. Our first move was to engulf and digest them, breaking them into antigens. Additionally, we sent cytokine signals to recruit other reinforcements. I picked up the antigens from the macrophages and presented them to the adaptive team. My job is crucial for the team's success. Without me presenting the antigen, our adaptive immunity team members like the B and T cells wouldn't know what they were up against.
My role was slightly different. While dendritic cells were preparing the adaptive squad, I patrolled for signs of infected cells. Even though the VLPs in the vaccine do not contain virus DNA, it gave me a chance to refine my targeting skills, ensuring that if HPV ever shows up for real, I can respond. What unique challenges did HPV pose?
HPV is sneaky. It doesn't trigger the usual inflammation that other viruses do, which typically help us detect threats. Without the vaccine, its stealth would have given it a head start. But with the vaccine's help, it made it almost impossible for HPV to go
Adaptive immunity. You're known for your precision and long-lasting memory. B cells, let's start with you. How did you take the lead in stopping HPV?
Thank you for having me. Once dendritic cells handed us the antigen, a piece of the HPV shell protein, we activated. This process is called antigen recognition and activated me to mature into and specialize into a memory B cell. Memory B cells work to produce a very large amount of antibodies in a very short amount of time. These antibodies bind to HPV's L1 protein, the key to its ability to infect.
Neutralizing antibodies sounds like a strong defense. Can you explain how they work?
Of course, HPV operates by trying to infect healthy cells. Neutralizing antibodies covers the surface proteins of the virus, which prevents the virus from entering into healthy cells. By taking away access of the virus, it is unable to
Incredible
infect
teamwork. Now, T cells. Your role seems equally crucial. Cytotoxic T cells. How did you contribute? We act as the immune system's response team. We identify and destroy cells that are infected. This happens by identifying cells that contain fragments of the virus using MHC class I molecules. We then activate apoptosis, which kills the cell and prevents HPV. So you're like the immune system's cleanup crew. Exactly. We get rid of the infected cells to prevent the virus from spreading. Because of the vaccine, we're able to recognize HPV antigens quicker than from a natural infection, so we can more effectively destroy the T cells. You've been described as the ultimate strategist. How do you keep the team coordinated? Coordination is my specialty. I release cytokines, which are signaling molecules that help activate B cells and CD8 T cells. These cytokines provide instructions to enable everyone to work together. For instance, I signal B cells to produce more antibodies and tell CD8 T cells to multiply and control for infected cells. It sounds like you're the backbone of the team. Can you give us an example of how your coordination made a difference during this battle? Certainly. During the vaccine training, I helped fine-tune the response by activating memory B and T cells. These memory cells are crucial because they store the information needed to respond quickly if HPV ever tries to invade. B cells. What about your teamwork with helper T cells?
Helper T cells are invaluable. Without their cytokine signals, I wouldn't know when to increase antibody production or how to improve my response.
How do you balance such a complex operation? That's the beauty of immunological teamwork. We have checks and balances to ensure we don't overreact and harm healthy tissues. For example, regulatory T cells step in if the immune system starts to go too far, preventing unnecessary inflammation or cells. You're the unsung heroes of Team Immune. How do you keep the body protected long-term and prevent cancer?
We store a blueprint of the HPV antigen. If HPV ever tries to invade again, we can produce antibodies almost instantly, stopping the virus before it causes infection.
I patrol the body looking to identify and destroy infected cells faster than during the initial response. The vaccine gives us the advantage by providing knowledge of the virus prior to infection, allowing our reactions to be more effective in ensuring long-term immunity. Does the protection fade over time?
The HPV vaccine ensures long-lasting immunity. This is useful in the process of preventing cancers such as cervical, oropharyngeal, and anal. If the infection is prevented, it stops the possibility of the virus causing cancer.
Thank you, Team Immune, for giving us the exclusive look behind the scenes. Your teamwork and preparation are truly inspiring. To everyone watching, remember, the best offense is a good...
Stay healthy and stay vaccinated.